Hey, what's up, good people? How you doing? Welcome back to Stock Up with Larry Jones. We are at it again, and again. Do like that prompt I asked you to do. You already know. Those of you, always, never stop liking, okay? Keeps me out there. Look, let's get right into it. No time to waste. Look at this. All right. Let me explain this day. Let me start by going back. Right. Let's go back. Stock market Dow, S&P, Nasdaq seesawed in chaotic session as Trump threatens more China tariffs. All right. More, not the same ones, but 50% more. Remember our tariffs on China and then the threat of reciprocal. Well, China came back on last week and gave us a 34% reciprocal tariff that's supposed to take place on the 10th, a day after ours against theirs start on the 9th. And then today, Trump came back and threatened another 50% on top of that. And this is exactly what I've been telling you guys was going to happen with China specifically. I said I wasn't worried about Canada. I said I wasn't worried about Mexico, but China, because these guys are like titans here. Just bam. And you and I are going to pay. We're going to pay. All right. So let's look at what's going on. White House shoots down rumors. 90-day tariff pause as Trump allies brush off. So here's what happened. There was a report, and one of the reports was in Reuters, and I don't know if they wrote it. I don't know if writers wrote it, but there was a report that Trump was going to do a 90-day pause on the tariffs, right? Man, I looked at one of my portfolios. It jumped up like $19,000 in a second. And then next thing you know, there was false. The report that came out. Now it hit all of the news sources. It hit them all. And then it spread like wildfire. Markets jumped up. The indices jumped up. Nope. They called the White House. White House says no, emphatically no. This is false. And then right back down. Right now, as we speak, the market is fighting to come back even. Okay, so this what happened as the market whipsawed. So if you look, you will look and you will see a big wick up like this. Market open down, Nasdaq, right? Open down and then what? Shot all the way up. Look at that. We were up. Can you guys see that? That's 1,300 points. And then reality sets in and then right back down. The market giveth, the market taketh away, right? And so right now we're flat on the Nasdaq, and on the S&P 500. You can see we're down by 25 points, right? And who cares about the Dow? But you can see the Nasdaq, we're down by 0.22%, 34 points. So we see all of that that's going on. Let's look at here. We can see right here, look at this. U.S. Tech, okay? This is the NASDAQ, S&P 500. Look at that. We could see right here, small caps gotten hammered. But we could see right here in live the change, okay? The S&P 500, negative 30. The NASDAQ, which is U.S. Tech 100, negative 36, okay? So sometimes it's been whipsawing so fast that these things can't keep up. Then we have the VIX. The VIX, look at that, 47, kind of cooling off from the highs today of what was that, like 50, the highs today of 54, right? And that is usually, you can start buying the VIX in like 40. It jumped up to 54. Spiking, just absolutely spiking on this news. So let me show you guys what actually happened in real time, because you're going to get more days like this. By the way, put options are being getting very, very, very expensive. Okay. All right, let's go.
We've obviously seen the rebound. I mean, dramatic. I think we do have some headlines.
I think we can go with this headline. Apparently, Hassett's been saying that Trump will consider a 90-day pause in tariffs for all countries except for China.
Except for China.
Oh, well, that's huge. I mean, that changes the game.
We'll try and source that exactly in terms of where that's coming from.
So then when they sourced it, it was not true. It was not true. Market jumps up and everything spiked. But it's showing you that the market wants to go up. It really, really does want to go up. And then right after that, this came out. White House says fake news that Trump is considering 90-day pause. All right. So that was the thing. And it hit all of the networks. I know somebody going to say that's CNBC, and it was played on all of the networks. OK, so it was fake. It was fake, good people. But the markets clearly showed you where it wants to go. Now, I had a lot of data, but I got stuff that I want to talk about that's more important. Let me just go through this list right here. Listen, the situation may be different, but it's going to have the same outcome, meaning that at some point, when you and I get through arguing over this and that, and there could have been a better way, and Trump and Biden, all of this politics, there's money to be made, right? And so you just got to understand that I had a conversation with somebody this weekend, good people, and I said, listen, he was like, you know what, just cause it all to happen right now. I was like, all right, that's cool. And I said, I tell you what, let me see your phone. He pulled out his phone, pulled out an iPhone. I was like, take that iPhone. That was 100% manufactured in China, okay? In China. He's like, yeah, or go to your MacBook, but let's just take out that iPhone that was 100% manufactured in China. Shame on us for allowing that. Shame on America, because this has been many, many decades of us doing this, okay? And then I said, now, if we onshore that phone and we are still allowed to use the parts and just pay our people here, $1,000 phone turns into $3,500. But now if more tariffs comes and we have to, every component in this phone has to come from America, that $1,000 or $900 iPhone now costs $10,000, right? And shame on us, because this is what we set up, right? These tariff things didn't just happen. This offshoring of American products didn't just happen. It's been decades of it. And then we do stupid stuff like the steel industry. I'm for American steel only here in America, right? And I've been that way. But no, we started getting cheap steel from China and putting in our bridges and roads, and then they're falling apart. And it's just shame on us for allowing that to happen. There's certain things that should have never left these shores. So I'm for that. But now, how do we unwind it, okay? How do we unwind it in a safer way? Because the markets is showing you a repudiation of what's happening. It does not like it, all right? The average bear market lasts about 18 months, right? And if this is going to be a bear market, then we're just at the beginning of it, which I don't think it is, all right? All right, so I got some Chinese stock for you. Emotions cause you to do the wrong thing many, many times, all right? Japan's, a lot of the overseas markets, their circuit breakers kicked in. The stocks was falling so fast. Their market was falling so fast, right? So there is another video that I want to play for you guys. Just hold on and listen to this.
The president has been focusing on right now areas that, in my mind, in the short run, are very inflationary and destabilizing the economy, and that's what we've been talking about. But if we can find ways of rebuilding growth through these agendas, and then, you know, as I said at the beginning, the market declines. We're going to look back and say this might be a good entry level to get back into the market.
Are we headed for a recession? Are we in a recession?
Most CEOs I talk to would say we are probably in a recession right now.
Right now?
Right now. A couple of airline CEOs told me, one CEO specifically said, the airline industry is like a proverbial bird in a coal mine, canary in the coal mine. And I was told that the canary is sick. already. If you look at what's going on in air traffic and how people are changing and how so many people who, like Canadians, who are not coming to the United States, we're seeing in various different sectors a real.
So, according to BlackRock, according to Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, which manages 11.5 trillion in assets, okay, the biggest asset manager on the planet. According to him, we are in a recession right now. And I know, some will say we've been in a recession since 2022, even with the market going up, okay? We know we need 2 months of declining, higher inflation, declining GDP, 2 months consecutively, which you're not going to 2 quarters, and you're not going to find that out until after the 3rd quarter. That's why when the recession hit in 2008, they were a year later declaring that we were in a recession. We were halfway through it already. Follow? But I want you guys to understand this. This is a teaching video. Now, I'm going to play. I want you guys to listen to this. All right. Valuetainment. It's a huge page, 6.78 million followers, and I want you to listen, because there's money to be made to what this gentleman says as he was at a meeting when COVID hit, and this is what he had to say.
In the history of America, I looked at every pandemic that took place, top 10, worst pandemic on how the market performed. And it shows, the collapse and all this other stuff, nasty. Out of 10 pandemics that we've had, 9 of them, whatever the drop was that was drastic, within 6 months, it recovers and goes above and beyond. The only one that it didn't recover for 18 months was the AIDS pandemic that we had. So what's the point here? When the market tanked, and it went to like 18,000 Dow, I don't know what it was, but some number like that, one of my good friends was so afraid of where the market was going to be going that he took 100% of his money out of his investments. We're talking 10 million goes down to 5 million. He takes the whole thing out. 3 months after he takes the whole thing out, everything goes back to a normal price that it was before and beyond. But he lost 5 million bucks. So what's the moral of the story? Whether tomorrow is going to be black, if it's Black Monday tomorrow, I'm losing tens of millions of dollars tomorrow, and purely investment-wise. But if it is, pump the brakes, not your financial advisor, seek counsel. I got to put that disclaimer out there. Pump the brakes, don't make an emotional decision. If you're a passive investor, not an active one. Active is somebody that watches it 24/7 and is managing everything that's going on. But if you're passive, 401k, mutual funds, stocks, bonds, stuff like that you have, that all of them, oh my God, Bitcoin went to this, Ethereum went to this, look at the Tesla, look at Max 7, look at Roger, what are we going to do? Just pump the brakes. This tariff situation is going to come about, and it's going to go. You have to know one thing that the president knows, and every CEO of every job knows. If the market goes into shits, guess what? The other party's taking over midterms. I don't know.
So I'm gonna leave that, excuse that word. But hey, I agree with him wholeheartedly. I agree with him. There is things that happen, right? This is the way I teach, because I got to build my case so you can see clearly. Now, we're in a pandemic. So I literally pulled up the word pandemic, right? A pandemic is an epidemic of infectious disease. All right. So we have a financial infectious disease called tariffs, right? And then that has sudden increase in case spreading across large regions, which is going nation to nation. For instance, multiple continents worldwide. Isn't that what's happening with the fear? So the fear is like the pandemic. The fear is pandemic. There's nothing. Let's just say the fear, right? The cause. The cause. Let's say that's the tariffs. The fear is spreading, and it's the pandemic. Nothing wrong with these companies. Nothing wrong with the crypto. Nothing wrong with it. But the fear is spreading continent to continent, right? And then, like he said, what happens when a pandemic hits. People pull out and they lose. All right. That's what I want to say in this, good people. And then I got something I want you to hear. And I know I'm playing a lot of videos, but this is making my point. This is the same as me talking. Number one, Money Moves. We are going to start on Money Moves. We're going to start. It's going to be the only link below. We're going to start tomorrow. Options for dummies. You can make money as the market's falling. And then when this is all over, you can make money as the market is going up, and you can make money every single trading day. All right. So we're going to just start, like, talk to me like I'm 3. This is not for trained options traders. It's not for you. But for those who want to learn and just don't know, this is what's going to be there. That's going to be the only link below. We're going to start tomorrow, right? So let's listen to this. Let's listen. There we go.
In that kind of day, the tariff turmoil leading more and more economists and markets and strategists to revise up their recession probabilities and revise down their market targets for the end of the year. There's some of the target price declines. Bank of America, Oppenheimer, JP Morgan, UBS, Goldman, Wells Fargo, Evercore, and more taking their prior estimates down to anywhere between 5,200 for JP Morgan Chase and 6,000 for Wells Fargo. Your next guest is on that list, and he previously had the highest target out there at 7,100. That number, though, revised down to 5,950 this morning. Let's bring in Oppenheimer Chief Investment Strategist John Stolfus. John, welcome. It's been a chaotic day, and I know it's stressful and it's scary for a lot of people, but I want to point something out, and targets could come back down. We get it. And guys, let's bring up that wall graphic once again if we can. All the targets, including yours, John, yes, they've been reduced. Some of them are where the markets began the year, but they're all 10 to 15% higher than the markets are right now. Where do you...
So you see that even though they've been revised down, they're still higher than where the market is. That's my point in everything. All right, let's just go right to crypto. Look at that, 78. And I had buy orders in at 76 down to 74, right? The only regret I have is I didn't buy more. Okay. So, and with Bitcoin, remember, I'm Bitcoin. As you can see, XRP is starting to rebound, but it was absolutely getting spanked. But Bitcoin actually dropped. All right. And a lot of you guys, I think it was late, but a lot of people missed it. It was quick. And that's why you have to have your buy orders in. Look at that, good people. It dropped down to 74. Look at that. Boom, right there. Dropped down to 74. People have been asking me, what are you doing with crypto? I said, I'm going to start buying Bitcoin again at 76. And Tom Lee said it 2 weeks ago. 76. Remember, it bottomed at 76, came back up. I'm not going to bring a chart here. You go right here. All right, let's just use that. Bottomed out, boom. And then from 76 down to 74, my buy range. But this happened, and I wasn't paying attention because I'm trying to keep you guys fed. And I only got a few. I only got a little, right? But I wish I got more, but oh well. I still have more buy orders, okay? So I got buy orders on Bitcoin from 76K down to 74K. And hey, Larry, what happens if it's falling? Then so be it. That's where I bought it at. This is long-term for me, okay? Long-term for me. So I'm setting more, and I believe we will have some more, all right? I got a lot to go. I got too much to go into this video. But listen, let me tell you something, what I'm waiting on, okay? So the EU, I know there's been talk about EU and what they're doing. And like I've been forestating, that there could be a collaborative attack or a collaborative country by country getting together to do reciprocal tariffs on us, united. And I just believe the EU would have to be in that. And I just want to hear from the EU. Now, we know that all of these countries are talking to the White House all day today, right? So not all of them. with the exception of China. A lot of them are talking to the White House today. And I believe this too shall pass. And so that's why I've been buying. Now, today, I didn't buy. Okay, I didn't buy today because I want to hear what the EU has to say. And so there's still room to buy. And if you think you've missed it, well, you haven't. Okay, you haven't. All right. So the NASDAQ, I can buy right now and I would be better than I was all week. Look at that. Still down for the month. This is the NASDAQ. Look at that. Still down 14%. And if you go out 6 months, we are literally still in what? 22%. We're still in correction territory. And then the S&P was, as of this morning, it creeped down into not correction, recession, bear market territory. And so as of this morning, the S&P got down into what? Bear market territory. Look at that. Even now, with the push back up, or should I say off the lows of the day, we're still down 17%. So that is a bear market territory. And like I said on Sunday's video, if you start buying negative 20%, some of you can buy, just like he said, you can buy and just walk away and come back. At the end of the day, I believe this is an opportunity to make money. When we get through with our feelings and fighting all of these rich people politics, at the end of the day, I'm focused on my money, right? So, like I said, I didn't plan on doing this, but because of what's happening, my theory is talk to me like I'm 3. And so what I've decided to do is take you guys on this journey with me. It's going to be the only link in the description below. If you're on your cell phone, just drop down where it says more and you'll see a link here, Money Moves. We have a new page that we just laid out, and it's called Options for Dummies. Okay, Options for Dummies. Just like the Dummies book series. For those of you that don't remember, that means like keep all the technical jargon and let me know what I'm doing. And so that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to start. And we're just going to teach you guys this entire month. And let's say next month we'll be executing our first trade, all right, together. Some of you will be trading before then, but we're going to take our time so you can understand. And then we're going to get to the technicals of it, just, learning what the indicators and how they work. And then you can go fly from there, but you'll be making money, right? And you go, Larry, I need this like yesterday. No, you don't. We got time, good people. Listen, markets go up, markets go down. Every single day. Learn a new skill and you can make money every single trading day. Okay? But there's some rules and I'll explain it in Money Moves, which is the only link below. Right? All right, good people. Love you guys. All of you, right? We are family, like the song says. We're going to make money through this. And at the end of the day, we can all laugh, whether you dim or reps. We can laugh at the bank. See you tomorrow. Live, love, laugh, and learn.